Good morning, Greensboro trainers. How are we doing today? My name is Marcus, okay, and I am joined by the wonderful Mr. Ryan Heber. How you doing, my dude?
Dude, how we doing? We're doing very, very well, and I'm happy to say that we are here for finals with two outstanding individuals. We've had quite a contentious top 8, and everyone has played to the best of their ability today. Top 8 was really a nail-biter, truly, between Alan and who was that with Alan earlier today?
Santino.
Santino, yes. And then we got to see those top 4 matches, and those were really exciting as well. Ashton was able to beat out Brian and get to where he is now, and Alex Williams pulling through against Santino into finals here. Both players very excited to get started and underway. I just want to say both of these teams are considered, in my aspect, non-meta. They're not consistent with what has been winning the majority of regionals. I know Chuppa was speaking about this earlier. No Xerneas in Top Cut.
I think they're extinct at this point.
Yeah, must be. I mean, maybe it's all the Solgaleo, but
yeah, that's a really powerful Z move that it carries on it. Typically carries, but we've been just seeing so many interesting sets and so many interesting teams. I cannot wait to get into this match of Ashton Cox versus Alex Williams.
What's going to be interesting here, I think, is in the mind of Ashton, he is controlling the game of weather, and so is Alex, because they're both running Rain. They're both running Rain, and I'm curious to see if we're going to be able to see Raichu here, and Ludicolo is also going to be a big threat, but how much will Ashton really use Tornadus is my question. Tornadus is really useful against Ludicolo, but at the same time, you know, there's also a Gengar, and Gengar has its hidden advantages as well, but I don't know. You know, what do you think, Marcus?
You know, there's just a lot to keep in mind. Ashton Cox is going to be bringing the Solgaleo, Kyogre, Serena, Tornadus, Kartana, and Gengar, while Alex Williams is bringing the Ho-Oh, the Ferrothorn, Raichu, Kyogre, Ludicolo, and Incineroar. And as you had mentioned, the Rain is definitely going to be up for this match. Both of them carrying that Kyogre, which Ho-Oh is an interesting Pokemon because it will be able to get potentially, if it has Brave Bird, off, but doesn't really want to go for Sacred Fire in that. So will Rain want to be kept up for the duration of the match?
I think the thing we have to keep in mind is who's going to have the speed control in this set. Raichu is commonly known to run the move Nuzzle, and Nuzzle is very popular because it's known to paralyze other Pokemon. Looking on Ashton's side of the field, he doesn't have a Tapu Fini with Misty Terrain to prevent any status conditions, which means that this could be a set where we see Raichu taking names because it's paralyzing everything on the field. But at the same time, Raichu doesn't have the best defenses, so it's easy to take a Raichu off the field, but you have to target it specifically in order to take it down, and that's where Kyogre is going to come into play here. Are any of these Kyogre scarfed? That's what we're going to find out. If they are, they're going to be able to outspeed that Raichu. If not, it's going to be unfortunate.
And Alex Williams is starting out with Kyogre and Ludicolo, while on the other side, Ashton Cox is starting out with Tornadus and Serena.
This is a very, very nice lead from Ashton, calling almost exactly what Alex wants to run against Ashton here. The thing is that you're not going to be able to see a fake out because of Queenly Majesty from Serena, unless there's a Sweet Veil coming out here, which I don't think there is. That was just something that we saw yesterday that just kind of blew my mind. But you're not going to be fearing that here. Shout out to Angel, yes. In my mind, we're going to see the Tailwind from this Tornadus, but instead we're actually going to see Ludicolo swapping out.
Now Ludicolo is swapping out for that Incineroar, going to drop that Intimidate, -1 in attack. Serena's going to care about that just a little bit. Power Whip won't be doing as much as we see Tornadus go for that Prankster priority Tailwind. Going to set up the speed control like you said earlier as we see a big Water Spout just go. Dude, oh my goodness. Tornadus is already down. It did get its job done by setting up that speed control, and now we're just going to see that U-turn come out from Serena into the Incineroar slot.
Serena taking that Water Spout really nicely, just above 50%, but we're going to see it come right off the field, and Tornadus getting taken down by that Water Spout. Correct me if I'm wrong, there was no previous damage done to that Tornadus, which means that there was no Focus Sash on that Tornadus. So now I'm curious to see, is the Focus Sash, if there is one, on Kartana? Could it be on the Gengar? This is what, things that we have to keep in mind about Ashton's team. Something that's usually not consistent with the meta right now. Where are the items on this team and how are they going to work? Incineroar coming out here has the power to fake out, and that's the thing. Alex is taking advantage of this. He sees that, oh, I could have a potential fake out here, except for the fact that Serena's now back on the field, so that's not going to be happening. So Incineroar's out. The rain is up. Kyogre's going to come off the field.
Kyogre is now coming off the field and going to go straight into Ho-Oh right now. Does pressure both of these Pokemon quite nicely. Now we're just going to be seeing a helping hand for Kartana. What move will it go for? It will go for the Sacred Sword. That is super effective damage. Will it be enough? It is not enough. Barely holding on. Just popping that berry. Gaining like half of its HP back. My goodness, that was a huge lift. Now he's going to be able to U-turn and preserve that Intimidate while doing some big damage to Serena. Taking it down to about 15% while eating that berry. So going to go back up to about 60.
This is something that Alex Williams has prepared for. He knows that Kartana can do big damage with that Sacred Sword, and especially with Helping Hand, it's something that Incineroar has to be afraid of. But that Incineroar took it like a champ, got it back with the berry, Ludicolo comes out, and now you have a Ho-Oh on the field against two grass types.
Ooh.
So Brave Bird, Sacred Fire, these are two things that you are very afraid of right now. And Kartana, I have to assume that there might be a Focus Sash on that Kartana. There could be an Assault Vest, but I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to say what it is exactly, but you can't just blindly Sacred Fire into this Kartana and say, okay, I think I'm going to take it down, or maybe, even double targeting it. Here's my question though, Marcus. What is this Ludicolo doing on the field right now?
Well, Ludicolo is able to take advantage of the rain with its Swift Swim ability, doubling its speed, making it the fastest Pokemon on the field. But we're going to see the switch out. We're going to see Solgaleo come in. Ludicolo deciding to play defensive, not going to go for a fake out here, just protecting. And we're going to see a knockoff going to Ho-Oh, taking away the safety goggles as we see a Tailwind getting set up later in the game for Alex's side of the field.
I think that's a little dangerous to be tailwinding now that Solgaleo's on the field. Ashton only has maybe a turn or two left of his own Tailwind, and if he's carrying Trick Room on that Solgaleo, this could be in big trouble for Alex Williams. As I said at the beginning of the match, this is a match of speed control. If you have speed control, you have the power to define where you're going to be taking out knockouts. Ho-Oh is still in a mighty fine position, but because that rain is out right now, Solgaleo's not as threatened as it would be from Sacred Fire, but we do see the Protect from Solgaleo.
Now with Solgaleo just going to Protect, not going to go for a Trick Room just yet if it has it. And now we are going to be seeing a big Hydro Vortex coming from that dancing little sombrero, man. Ludicolo, shoutouts to Mirror B, you know what game we're talking about. With Hydro Vortex now coming out on the field. Gonna go right into the Kartana, actually. Even though this is not super effective damage, it is going to do a heaping chunk with that rain boost right there. As a Leaf Blade goes into Ludicolo, going to be doing about 80%, and now Ho-Oh is just going to take the time and use Recover, getting itself ready for later game.
Ashton's Tailwind now petering out. The question remains, does this Solgaleo have Trick Room? Alex has Tailwind up now. Alex is probably thinking to himself, well, currently rain's up. Sacred Fire's not going to take the KO on this Solgaleo, and could a double up with Hydro Pump from Ludicolo even do enough? You also have to fear the fact that this Kartana right now, even though you're outspeeding Kartana, if you don't target Kartana, it's going to get off some big damage with a possible Leaf Blade. I wouldn't be surprised maybe to see a swap out of Ludicolo into Incineroar, or even maybe just taking down that Kartana and trying to maybe get a Sacred Fire off onto that Solgaleo. That Hydro Vortex did so much damage into that Kartana, but it still survived, and so that makes me want to think that there truly is an Assault Vest on that Kartana.
Yep, and literally taking every single second, Ashton Cox is now going to switch out his Kartana, gonna just get the switch into Serena right now. Gonna bring that Cleanly Majesty to the field. As Hydro Pump does connect, it is going to do, oh my goodness, that is so much damage, but going to be able to just pop a berry. That's a Citrus Berry. That wasn't in Pinch Berry range, but the Citrus Berry being activated below 50% no matter what. Going to get the Brave Bird off with Ho-Oh, going to knock out the Serena immediately. Oh my goodness.
Ashton just did not have a good switch out there. We do see the Sunsteel coming out from the Solgaleo, and so it's going to be able to get off some damage. Very notable to have a Citrus Berry on a Solgaleo. There's a certain calculation that must be there. Ludicolo going to be taken off the field now, and Kartana's going to be able to come back out. Tailwind is still up for Alex Williams, so he's still able to outspeed Kartana when it comes out onto the field. Rain is going to be ending now, so you have to question, okay, if you let the rain go away and come back another day, Sacred Fire is going to be able to come out and play.
Dude, that was nice.
Thank
that
you.
was a nice trigger word.
Kyogre coming out from Alex Williams' side of the field here.
All right, and now Kartana is going to come out on the other side now. The rain is going to come back up, but Kyogre in itself is such a force that we honestly haven't even seen all game. It's standing at full health. So with that Tailwind intact, Water Spout, it's going to do some damage.
And we're seeing the forfeit buttons be pressed here. Match
Ooh.
is forfeited. Now, here's the thing. This is very key. Ashton just got a large amount of information from Alex Williams in that first battle there. Maybe, you know, Ashton didn't want to give away. Does he have wide guard on that Solgaleo? Is he able to prevent Kyogre from just being able to sweep? These are questions that we have to keep asking. But the real thing is how is Ashton going to answer to that Ho-Oh? If Ho-Oh can get on the field safely and not be in front of Ashton's Kyogre, Ho-Oh can confidently sit there and do big damage with Brave Bird and Sacred Fire and take care of Ashton's team. So Ashton is going to have to find a way here to maneuver around what Alex Williams is trying to do with his team. Now, Alex relying on his Ludicolo Kyogre start is very strong. Is it the play? I'm not sure if Alex wants to stay with that solid lead because it is predictable, and Ashton thought that he was able to take care of that lead before, but truly Ashton locking in now, he's ready to go. I don't know, Marcus, do you think that Ashton's just going to lead the same, or do you think he's probably going to have to change up his tactic here?
I'm thinking he's going to have to change it up a bit. As we did see in the first game, speed control was everything. As soon as Alex got that late game Tailwind up, he was just able to get away with whatever he wanted. So the speed control aspect being just so important to how this game is going to play out. And we actually didn't see a Trick Room come out from Solgaleo. So does it have it is the question.
Yeah, these are all really good things to think about, Marcus, and maybe they're going to be revealed in this game too. Alex Williams taking his time, really thinking about his choices here, and I think that's been one of the best things about what Alex has been doing in this set and what players can kind of pick up from players like this that are in the top cut of a regional. Players take their time. They like to think about the answers, and they like to think about the solutions, and truthfully, they like to think about the long game and how it's going to play out at the very end of the battle rather than thinking turn by turn.
No, I completely agree with that. And now Alex Williams is going to start out with his two restricted Pokemon, Kyogre and Ho-Oh, while Ashton Cox is going to bring out Kyogre and Serena. We are going to see Ashton's Kyogre actually move first with the Drizzle, which means that Alex's Kyogre is potentially slower, could speed tie, and the pressure come out from Ho-Oh.
Seeing how fast Kyogre is on Ashton's side of the field has me thinking that this Ho-Oh is either going to be going for a Protect, but which is not very likely due to the fact that we did see a recover in Game 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see a switch out into Ludicolo, which leaves that slot open for a potential Power Whip from Serena itself, just targeting into that slot for a very easy Predict. Now, Jabu Jabu, Kyogre on Alex's side of the field could also go for a Water Spout here, but we're going to see the Helping Hand from Serena.
Ooh, big Helping Hand coming through, preparing Kyogre for a big Thunder. Either way, it's going to be super effective damage. Let's see what he targets. He decides to target Kyogre, and that is an instant drop. Kyogre on Alex's field is just gone. That's a huge KO, as now we see the Tailwind come out. Tailwind going to be set up, and this could lock up that Ashton's Kyogre is faster.
So, while that knockout was taken, here's the thing. Ludicolo comes out, you have Tailwind up, you have Rain up. Now you're free to Brave Bird Serena. Now you're free to Grass Knot Kyogre, and if Kyogre's locked into Thunder, this Ho-Oh can definitely take it, but if you have Raichu in the back with Lightning Rod, might even be an interesting thing to think about. Did Alex bring the Raichu to this set just to be able to take Thunders from Kyogre? I probably think that Ashton's going to swap out. Yeah, going to swap out this Kyogre here.
And with the swap out now comes in Kartana. Doesn't want to risk taking any sort of grass knots, as we do see the grass knot go into Kartana. That's not going to... that was funny damage. So now the Brave Bird is going to be going into... Oh, was that aiming down Kartana? He did decide to go for the double up. That is going to go into Kartana, doing some big damage, leaving it at 30%, as we see a U-turn go into Ludicolo. Big damage once again, and now gets the pivot out into whatever he wants.
The double up into Kartana there means that Kartana is not going to be able to do what it does best and sweep with a lot of HP. Tornadus coming out onto the field is going to even out the scene for tailwind pressure. So that means that Alex Williams has this last turn here to try to figure out, okay, well, that Kartana is probably going to go for a Protect. But since we are thinking that it is Assault Vest, it may not have Protect. So we're not exactly sure what this Kartana is going to do. Will we see a switch out into Kyogre, and then a Tailwind from Tornadus, and maybe a Brave Bird, or maybe just like a double up into that Tornadus, because we didn't see the Sash on Tornadus, so maybe we see the Water Z move come out here and knock out the Tornadus.
That would be a really interesting play, as now Ashton locks in his move. We are going to be seeing a Flyinium Z move come out. We see Ashton do the move in the player again. Let's go, Ashton. Okay. And so now this is going to be the Z Tailwind, actually. Not going for the Z attack with Hurricane, and that is going to set up his speed control. But on the flip side, we are seeing another Z move for Z move. Hydro Vortex going to be coming out from Ludicolo, going to target down one of the two Pokemon on the field, almost guaranteeing the knockout, because this Tornadus doesn't have a Focus Sash.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing that Water Z move come out here, Marcus. It's going to be going into this Tornadus, so as long as it survives. And it will not be surviving that Water Z move from this Ludicolo in rain with Stab. And the Brave Bird coming out, going to be taking that knockout onto Kartana. And so now you got to be thinking, if you're Ashton, okay, I've just taken two massive KOs here. My Kartana is now down for the count. And Ho-Oh is in, once again, a position to keep doing what Ho-Oh does best. Here's the real struggle, though. Can you put yourself in a situation where Ludicolo is gone off the field? Because Alex doesn't have Kyogre anymore to come in as a reliable sweeper, and we're going to see that Serena's going to be coming out here. And so you're in a position where if that is Scarf Kyogre on Ashton's side of the field, doesn't have Protect, which means that Grass Knot's going to go into Kyogre. Brave Bird is not going to get off unless that Kyogre goes down, or if Kyogre uses another move like Origin Pulse or Scald, because the amount of damage being done to it by a Grass Knot from Ludicolo is just so intense. This is a really bad spot for Ashton. But I don't want to say it's over yet, because it is Ashton Cox. He's known for situations like this and for getting himself out. So I still believe. But Alex Williams has put himself in a tremendous position.
Yep, and with Tailwind on both sides of the field, keep that in mind for this upcoming turn. Serena is going to go for the Helping Hand. The Grass Knot from Alex Williams Ludicolo is going to hit into Kyogre, taking it down to 20 HP, just barely holding on, as we see an Origin Pulse go in. No misses here. Is this going to be enough to pick up the KO? It is a double knockout for Ashton Cox. Wow, that Helping Hand got really helped out, because that's a quad resist Ludicolo. Like,
Ashton really got what he needed there, and he got the connected. He got the connected Origin Pulse. He landed on both, and Ashton has just sealed this game too now. As long as Origin Pulse can connect up again with this Incineroar, he has the game. And if this Serena has high jump kick as well, or even low kick, it's also going to be able to seal up this game. But yeah, so Helping Hand's going to come out here from Serena. Does the Origin Pulse connect with the Incineroar?
Oh my goodness. Okay, the Origin Pulse does connect with the Helping Hand in the rain. That is going to do more than enough damage. Just a little as Incineroar goes down. I'm like standing up right now. That was such a close game. Really came down to just the speed control and just, oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, so it came down to the speed control, but it also came down to the fact that Ashton has been preserving this information the entire game. And now we know that this Kyogre has the ability to not only do big damage with Water Spout, but it also has the ability to do big damage with Origin Pulse. And with Helping Hand being there, it makes it so that Origin Pulse is even boosted, and so Ho-Oh doesn't even have a chance to live anything in that sort of regard. And so now, coming into this Game 3, Ashton is already locked in. He knows what he wants. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alex Williams taking his time here. He needs to really think about how he wants to play. Starting out with Ho-Oh Kyogre was a really, really risky start. It sort of paid off, but then it sort of didn't because Ashton was able to maneuver just the right way and get what he needed in and out as effectively as possible. What really got Alex was the fact that we now know this Kyogre has Origin Pulse, Water Spout, and Thunder. Wouldn't be surprised to see a last move be Ice Beam. But that doesn't really matter in this situation. What matters is that how am I going to keep my Kyogre alive and not have it go down to a Thunder from a Helping Hand Kyogre, or go down to a Leaf Blade or a Power Whip.
There's a lot of things that Kyogre is afraid of, and you do bring up a good point. That Kyogre dropped so early in Game 2. Could that have been the difference maker? And how is Alex going to hang on to his restricted Pokemon in order to take game number 3? Now, as far as the mental game goes, like Ashton he's looking really confident. He locked in so fast, but now Alex.
Is he looking confident? Because he usually wears a bandana over his face. So,
yo, confidence is an aura, you know. I can feel his aura from here. I'm standing like 10 feet away from him. I can feel like the.
I understand. I understand. I don't think Ashton is gonna let it slide this game. That Tailwind is just gonna be something that's given. And in fact, we're going to see a little bit of a change up here from Alex.
All right, we are seeing the game. We are seeing the Raichu and the Ludicolo coming from Alex's side of the field as Ashton Cox keeps it simple with the Serena and the Kyogre. We're going to see that Drizzle come down on the field, which Ludicolo loves so much, and Serena will clearly match these.
So right away here, you just have to question, okay, what item is on this Raichu? There's a Ferrothorn on this team as well, so you have to question, where is the Assault Vest? And can this Raichu take a Water Spout? Can this Raichu even take an Origin Pulse? And can it survive? Obviously, we've seen the Helping Hand from Serena, so there's going to be a very powerful Water-type attack coming out here. No Fake Outs. Will we see the Nuzzle, though? That's going to be the key change in this battle. Will we see a possible Nuzzle? Will we just see a Thunderbolt? These are all questions that you have to ask yourself.
All right, and with that being said, we are going to be seeing a Hydro Vortex immediately. Like, no bars held right now. My goodness, he is just going out the gate. This looks like Battle Spot right now, but this is Grand Finals right now. He has a reason for going into this Kyogre, even though it's not super effective damage. Let's see how much this does to Kyogre. All right, about 40%, give or take, as we see a big, oh my god, a big double miss. That is not what you want to see in the last game. As a Volt Switch comes out, leaving Kyogre at 18 HP.
Ashton is reeling right now. That double Origin Pulse miss, making up for the fact that he got the double hit in just the previous game, really is unfortunate, and such a big difference now. We're going to see the U-turn coming out from the Serena, switching out. But that double miss means that Raichu is now free to come back in later on in this set, and that Ashton's Kyogre is now down into the red and in a very dire situation. As we've seen, this set is determined upon who has their Kyogre for the longest and what Kyogre can damage the most Pokemon on the other side of the field.
Right, and as we can see, Ludicolo still does pressure. Even though it wasted its Z-move, it still has that Grass Knot, and I don't think you'd want to go for Hydro Vortex on it, but it's standing at 18 HP. Literally, you could breathe on it and it will get KO'd. We're going to see Tornadus come in, and speaking of reading flying Pokemon, going to have that Prankster ability now.
We could see the possible Tailwind here. We know that Z-Crystal exists, so we could see a possible Flying MC move just going into that Kyogre to just get damage off, because we've seen how much damage can go into this Tornadus, and it doesn't have a Focus Sash, so because of that, it isn't going to be taking too much damage too well. Now, you want to take out this Kyogre, but okay, Ludicolo is going to be leaving the field.
Yep, Ludicolo switches out now into Raichu, trying to get any sort of, and we are going to see another switch coming out from Ashton. Going to switch out into Serena, wants to preserve Kyogre for as long as humanly possible. And now here comes a big Z move. Now, will it be the Z Tailwind or the Z Hurricane? And it is the Z Tailwind. Critical hits are now boosted, and speed control is set for at least 4 turns.
But does Alex Williams just go for the free water spout? And he does. He's just going to get this big damage off here, and Tornadus isn't going to be able to take it. It's just going to be taking it and taking the knockout as well. Now, this is a situation where you can send out Solgaleo. You have the Tailwind, so you have the speed advantage for right now. And instead, we're going to be seeing Kyogre coming out with just a little bit of health. But that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You have the helping hand, and you're now faster. The thing is, though, is that you can't Thunder in this situation, because if that's a Lightning Rod Raichu, there's no way that you want to power up that special attack.
I don't think that's a static Raichu. If this is static Raichu, that would be really interesting to see.
I think if you're Ashton, you're relying upon Origin Pulse once again in this situation. Helping Hand Origin Pulse as your best option to just do some damage onto Alex's side of the field. Alex is really in the driving seat right now, and if I were this trainer, I would want to play very carefully. And here it is, Origin Pulse coming out. It's going to connect it to both Pokemon.
All right, and that is going to be taking down Raichu to its Focus Sash. Okay, looked a little close on the nose on that one, but now gets another free water spout off full power. Serena is taking so much of a beating right now, and Raichu can still move right now. Just going to go for a Volt Switch, going to get that damage off, and hangs on by a thread. Able to crack that Pinch Berry, going over 50% HP, and now it is Serena's move right after the switch out, of course.
We have not seen the last Pokemon from Alex Williams, but if I had to bet, it would be Ho-Oh. Yeah, here it is, coming out onto the field. We're probably going to see Solgaleo from Ashton, and this should be close to the end of the game. Power Whip coming out. It's going to be going into that Kyogre. Kyogre not going to be able to survive it. It gets taken out as well. So both Kyogres going down for the count.
All right.
And trainers are left 3-2 right now.
All right, and with that, this is looking pretty grim for Ashton Cox right now. Ashton has 2 Pokemon left, and Alex has 3. Going to be able to switch in and out freely, and for Ho-Oh, he is going to be able to wait out this rain so that he can get full power Sacred Fires off.
So if that Serena has Faint, it's going to be knocking out this Raichu in a matter of seconds here, and it would be something that I would definitely want to look into. Solgaleo, we don't know its full move set. It could have a surprise waiting. If it has, well, the Z Crystal's been used up on Ashton's side of the field, and for Alex as well. So in this situation, unless you have, I mean, you can't use an electric move because Raichu's still there. This just does not look good for Ashton Cox. A Sunsteel maybe into that Ho-Oh, but hitting Ho-Oh in this situation is just not. This is just not a place you want to be in. Faint coming out from the Serena, going to be knocking out Raichu.
And Raichu goes down. Only had 1 HP from that previous Focus Sash, and that is a gone Raichu. As we see a Wild Charge.
That was the one move that could really help Ashton in this case, and there it is, Wild Charge. This is the versatility and the viability of Solgaleo. Its moveset is just so there that it has the capability to pull things like this, and this is why this team is in finals right now. The recoil from that Brave Bird, Ho-Oh going down, how many turns of Tailwind do you have left? That is the main question that you have to be asking yourself. Ludicolo coming out here, and as we know, Ludicolo has Protect. Does the Ho-Oh have Protect? That is the big question. If Ho-Oh has Protect, you Protect, stall out the Tailwind, and then hopefully you pray that Ho-Oh can outspeed Solgaleo.
With this 2v1 situation, Solgaleo could have tools to do this.
But it also has Fake Out as well. So does Solgaleo have Protect? See, this is the mind game that the players are going through right now.
Goodness.
What will they do? I'm on the edge of my seat right now, because this is one of the key moments in this battle. And there it is. There is the Protect from Solgaleo.
Solgaleo is going to protect itself from that Fake Out.
Will we see the recover from Ho-Oh? And we will. Alex Williams.
Right now.
calling the protect on the Solgaleo, getting that health back.
Oh my goodness.
And that was, and there it is.
There it is.
Tailwind winding out. Is the Ho-Oh faster? That is the question. I have to say, yes, it is faster. No,
No,
it
it's
is
not. It's a fast Solgaleo. Oh my goodness, hang on. Oh my goodness! Recipes and producers. Oh my god.
Ho-Oh hangs on from a thread. Hydro Pump connects with the Solgaleo out of rain.
It has the citrus berry though.
And Ashton here was needing that wild charge to take the KO on this Ho-Oh. Citrus berry popping, bringing Ashton back to half, and this is it. Tailwind is set up. Alex Williams has sealed the deal. Sacred Fire coming in for a sacred victory for Alex Williams. Congratulations, folks. You have it right here. Greensboro regional champion Alex Williams, first top cut, and he just gets first place.
And then he gets first place.
First top cut and he gets first place.
Man, he's like, he was like yesterday, he was super emotional about getting this top cut.
Yes.
And he told me beforehand, he's just like, I'm just glad to be here. And then he takes the whole thing.
You know, the thing about Alex Williams is that he is a selfless individual.
Humble.
And he's very humble. He went around the entire tournament. Players were telling me about him. He would sit down at the tables and he would encourage everyone around him to do well and to get points. And, you know, I have a feeling that he'd sit down in front of an opponent and go, great, you know, have some fun. Good luck. I hope you get it. And, you know, that's wishing a victory against yourself. But at the same time, it's extremely respectful and so humbling and just so great to see. And I couldn't be prouder of Alex Williams in this instance. Now, before we just move on to that, Ashton Cox, such an established player. He won Memphis Regionals with us being there. I got to interview him, and you know, I'm so proud of Ashton as well for getting this second place finish here in Greensboro. Fun fact: he reaches his best finish limit for regionals at this actual event. So he's going to start to need. He's going to start needing some, you know, some better placings. Oh, he has a bunch of MSSs in Ohio, but he's going to start needing some more placements in regionals now to replace the ones that he's already gotten already. But Ashton, congratulations. You did a really, really fine job, and it was such a close best of 3. I commend you on your use of Solgaleo because I love Solgaleo, and it's really hard to run Sunsteel, Superpower, Wild Charge, and Protect.
With the citrus
Great
berry.
job. So with the citrus berry, mind-blowing. So folks, we're going to be right back in just a moment with regional champion Alex Williams. Stay tuned. How we doing? My name is Ryan B. Hebert, and I am gladly sitting next to Alex Williams, Greensboro 2019 Regional Championship. Alex, how are you doing right now?
I am in utter disbelief. Like, when I top cutted, which was my goal, I was like, I'm happy with this. And I wanted to keep going, but I didn't expect to make it all this way, to be honest. I'm in disbelief.
And right off the bat, what does it mean to you to be facing off against a player like Ashton Cox in top cut?
Well, I mean, I'm an Ohio guy myself, so it was just like any other MSS local, but the stakes were never this high. And I knew that Ashton was a great player, and he would adjust to anything I did, and he certainly did adjust. It went in my favor, I guess, this time.
What were your thoughts on the wild charge being revealed on that Sogaleo in Game 3?
When I saw that, my heart sank. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. But I figured I could recover and take one more set of Tailwind up and then Sacred Fire Hydro Pump, which is what happened. But when I saw that wild charge, I was like, no.
Do you have any favorite moments during this best of 3 that you can just remember distinctly? I know sometimes it can go by like it was just a blur, and I know you're kind of like feeling all this excitement right now, but any key moments for you that stand out?
Definitely Game 1 when he had Cartana Solgaleo on the field against my Ludi something else. I Hydro Z'd the Cartana, predicting a Solgaleo protects, and I also knew Cartana was the higher value target, and then I recovered with Ho-Oh. So like in that turn, I felt super confident I was going to win that game. So Game 1 I felt super confident in. Game 2 I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And Game 3 also.
Game 2, Ashton came back and he was able to turn things around. But for Game 3, I think what really prevailed, and correct me if I'm wrong, you took your time and you were really patient with it. And this was really a war of speed control. Which one of you could get that, priority and in getting off damage? And I mean, what were your thoughts on the Helping Hand Thunder in Game 2? Taking out your Kyogre, turn 1, right off the bat, Marcus was flipping out.
I bet. I knew he was going to do Helping Hand something, maybe Water Move to take out my Ho-Oh. And I was like, he's going to do one of these two things. I'm going to try and win the speed tie and get a Thunder off and hurt him really badly, get a Tailwind up. But I didn't win the speed tie, which made Game 2 happen.
Did you talk to him about that? Are you certain that you two were speed tying? Or you just
I didn't. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. He could be like timid or something, but I'm assuming. But I didn't talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Are there any people you want to shout out, talk to, anything like that? Because, man, you just won this regional.
Yeah, I'm disbelief. My main man, Justin Fries. You are the man. You helped me. You gave me AV Ferrothorn. You were the one who helped me with the Lightning Rod Raichu and all that. That guy has been with me since the very beginning. And also shout out to every single one of my opponents this weekend. You all played great. I played like Brady Smith. The guy I just beat in top 4? What's his name? Santino. He's a great player. I had to play like a crackhead to beat him. Everyone I played today was great. And shout out to all of Team Ohio again. I miss you guys.
Alex, I sadly do not get to award your trophy here on stream. There is going to be an award ceremony with the famous Doug, a very famous photographer for the Pokemon community. And so they're going to be doing their own ceremony. But I assure you all, in just a few days on our YouTube channel, we'll be uploading the highlights of that trophy ceremony with Alex here. Alex, congratulations again. Thank you so much for coming on. And truly, it's so great to see you in this spot right here. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Let's go for the hug.
This is insane. This is insane.
Folks, we're going to be right back with some closing statements from all 3 of our casters here. Stay tuned.